From the BG Podcast Network studios, brought to you by Chattahoochee Tech, this is your Paulding County News Podcast, bringing our stories to life with news, events, and what we're talking about in Paulding County. Like, follow, and subscribe to hear the latest news from the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And here's what you're talking about.
Welcome to your Paulding County News Podcast. I'm Melissa Carter, along with Doug Harding. Soccer parents in a nearby community share their son's ordeal with a sports-related injury. I have never heard of this. I wonder if Doug has. Plus, a man in Florida gets a souvenir from space in a very unusual way. But first, let's take a look at our top stories. After more than a year on the run, Jonathan Bates, accused of murdering his wife Cynde, is now in custody. Cynde Bates tragically lost her life to blunt force trauma in Paulding County back in 2017 with her two young children present. Jonathan Bates was indicted for the crimes, but had been evading authorities since missing a court appearance in October of 2022. However, this week, he was captured in Dawson County. According to the Dawson County Sheriff's Office, Bates faces multiple charges, including felony murder and cruelty to children. He's being held at the Paulding County Detention Center. This from WJCL.
Congratulations to Ashley Yergin, Suzy Lolley, and Jim Long on becoming PCSD's new Microsoft certified coaches. Their dedication and hard work have paid off as they completed a rigorous certification program, which included attending a 2-day cohort and spending 6 months building a portfolio of their coaching practice. Their submissions were evaluated by Microsoft program leaders, showcasing their expertise and commitment. With this certification, they're equipped to support teachers by utilizing Microsoft education tools effectively and providing valuable resources. We look forward to the positive impact they will continue to make in instructional technology coaching. This from the Paulding County School District.
Paulding County was represented in the heart of the Florida Keys as 1,500 participants dashed across the iconic 7-mile bridge in the 43rd annual Bridge Run earlier this month. Now, starting at Sunshine Key, known as Ohio Key, and culminating on Isla Bella, runners pushed their limits on the scenic stretch. Joanna Stevens of Dallas secured her second win in the women's division, clocking in at 43 minutes and 13 seconds. Colin Wainwright from Philadelphia claimed victory in the men's division. So congratulations to Joanna. I envy you. I'm on the sidelines. I'm not a runner. So I will look at you and I will clap and I'll say, way to go. This from WNCT.
Here's your weather. We're going to have rain today with a high in Hiram and Dallas of 58 and 57. Lows in the mid-40s. Partly cloudy tomorrow with a high in Hiram and Dallas of 69. Lows in the mid-40s. And then on Tuesday, expect some sunshine and a high in Hiram and Dallas of 76. And we'll have lows in the mid-50s.
98.7 Chat Tech, where 98.7% of our students earn a career.
So for each of our programs at Chattahoochee Tech, we have an industry advisory committee. Those are people in each given industry that will employ our graduates when they get finished with our program.
We have students that are placed at manufacturing companies such as, let's say Glock, for example, the gun manufacturer, because they have machinery that's running 24/7 to create the guns. So all the way from that to healthcare, where like hospitals, for example, they're running 24/7 and they have machinery that needs to be running 24/7 as well.
My program is specifically for students who want to be in healthcare, but maybe don't want patient contact. Maybe they want to be in healthcare, in a healthcare field that's recession-proof and they're helping people, but maybe they don't want blood, body fluids, any of those elements in their life. So they may choose healthcare management to be on the opposite side of the patient care.
Visit chattahoocheetech.edu, where 98.7% of our students earn a career.
We're back with more of your Paulding County News Podcast.
From the Paulding County Sheriff's Facebook page, Jonathan Bates' story, big deal. So we wanted to get your feedback on it. On April 15th, the Senior Superior Court judge issued a bench warrant for Jonathan Bates after he failed to appear for trial on multiple serious charges, including malice, murder, and cruelty to children. Assigned to the case, the U.S. Marshals Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force swiftly located Bates with the help of the Dawson County Sheriff's deputies, as we told you, ensuring he was promptly taken into custody. So what is your feedback? Tammy Whitfield said, why in the world did he even get bond? The judge that allowed bond should be shown this. I hope he doesn't hurt someone else. Catherine Skaplin said, why in the world with those charges was he out? That's what everybody said. Mark Tibbett said, what kind of idiot judge would let someone out on bond with those charges? So everybody glad he got busted, but sorry he was still out on the street.
I wonder if the judge actually knew him.
Oh, I don't know. Good call. From the What's Happening in Paulding County Facebook page, Jennifer Miller posted, I was wondering if anyone can point me in the right direction. I have a friend that is in a really bad spot in her life, and she ended up on the streets homeless. She is in active addiction and needs to turn her life around. She doesn't have any insurance or money to do so. I was wondering if anyone knew any inpatient rehab services that she can get info on that will help her get what she needs. And what I love about this is everybody came to her aid. Marilyn Scoggins says, I believe there is a place called My Father's House in Paulding. Kaylee York said Cartersville Women's Outreach. Racy Mitchell said contact Victory Thrift in Dallas. They have a women's recovery rehab and it's inpatient. They provide everything she would need and even help with the job clothes and more. Keisha runs the thrift store, so I even gave a name. Keisha over there at Victory Thrift. And if you call, I'm sure they have a spot for her. So I think that's wonderful. And then Mary Ward said the extension in Marietta for inpatient. When she gets out or before she goes in, I'm in recovery as well. And I lead a recovery program called Celebrate Recovery. It has saved many lives. Just she wanted a personal message if she would like more information. So way to go, Paulding County, for rallying around her.
I like that. I think that's really nice that people have come forward, and there's too much of this going around. And
yeah, it seems like there's a lot of places to help. I loved the fact that there were places I hadn't heard of that could help her. Well, your weird story of the day comes from Florida. Shocking, but it's not too of a weird story, but it comes from space. NASA has confirmed that an object that crashed through the roof of a Naples home was indeed space junk from the International Space Station. We forget how much space junk is up there. The cylindrical object plummeted through Alejandro Otero's roof back in March with the sound of a crash captured on the Ring camera. So I need to find that video. After examination, NASA determined it was the remains of a 5,800-pound cargo pallet of depleted nickel hydride batteries jettisoned from the ISS in March of 2021. 3 years later, it crashes through his roof. Now, although it was expected to burn up during re-entry, the 1.6-pound piece survived, identified as a stanchion from the flight support equipment. NASA will investigate the incident to determine why debris survived and update safety measures accordingly. This from UPI. You know, it's funny, Doug, I'm a big space geek. But every time we see, these beautiful images of Earth, like shot back, during the moon landing and all these things, it's like if you took a picture of Earth from space now, if you went out into space, it would just be junk around it. Like
really?
It would be, yes, there's all the satellites and all the space junk and everything. Like it would be hard to see the Earth clearly because of all the stuff that's up there that we don't even think about.
It's kind of like space is becoming the Mount Everest, because if you go to Mount Everest, there's just junk all over the mountain.
Well, you don't think about the fact they don't pick up after themselves when they go. That's the mother me. Now pick up after yourself. But I mean, they go up there and all these rockets that shoot off and all these things. It's just like NASA said, we think it's just going to burn up in the atmosphere, but some of it's just orbiting. And it's just trash. It's sad.
What's happening in Paulding County? We've got you covered.
Here's some stuff to get you out of the house. So tomorrow, beginning at 10 a.m., East Paulding High Football's Raider Rally Golf Tournament at Dogwood Golf Club. Wednesday at 4 o'clock, Wine Down Wednesday at Vintage Wine Bar in Dallas. May 7th at 10 a.m., free beginner pickleball lessons at Mount Tabor Park in Dallas. Until May 29th, registration is now open for Superheroes in Action Camp at Taylor Farm Park. That sounds like something you'd like.
Yes, I was going to say, I know this is for the little kids, but let me tell you something. Doug.
Okay.
I'm an older parent of a younger child, and all the camps that are available to him during the summer and even during school, I'm completely jealous. Like the only camp that I had access to, which was still fun, I was church camp, right? Like you had the church camp, day camp, and then I had sleepover camp through church camp, and it was totally fun. But now, I mean, there's Minecraft camp, there's superhero camp, there's like anything you can think of. There's a camp, there's Harry Potter camp, like
Legos.
Lego, yes. And it's like, but why can't that be for adults? Why can't we have an adult camp, Lego camp?
Well, I have an idea for you then.
Okay. Don't invite me to sleep over, Doug. I've already told you no.
No, we can develop our own adult camp.
Dude, I'm telling you, it would be a hit. We seriously should do that, because it would be like if you had adult Lego camp and you had to, you spend a little more, but you had all the expensive kits that you got to work under. I'm there. I'm all there.
Ready for takeoff? Chattahoochee Tech Aviation Academy invites you to the grand opening at Paulding County Airport. Join us on April 26th in Dallas. The future of aviation begins at 10 a.m. with the ribbon cutting ceremony and a grand tour of our state-of-the-art facilities. Don't miss this opportunity to soar to new heights in the hangar where dreams take flight. 98.7 Chat Tech, where 98.7% of our students earn a career.
Your career in aviation is cleared for departure.
Whether you're new to church, have been a Christian for many years, or looking for a fresh start, you're welcome at New Season Church. New Season is a place where people can believe in God, belong to a family of believers, and become fully devoted followers. We exist so that people far from God may experience life in Christ and become fully engaged followers. Join us for one of our 2 Sunday services, 9 or 11 a.m.
Hi, this is Pastor Steve Flockhart. Whether you're new to the Paulding community or have been here since the day you were born, New Season Church is a place where all are welcome. From our exciting children and student ministries to our engaging Bible studies and small groups and events, I promise New Season Church has a place for you.
New Season Church, just off Highway 278 at 4457 Atlanta Highway in Hiram. We exist so that people far from God may experience life in Christ and become fully engaged followers. New Season looks forward to seeing your entire family this Sunday, and feel free to check us out online at newseason.cc. We believe what comes into our minds when we think about God is the most important thing about us. We look forward to seeing you Sunday at 9 or 11 a.m. at New Season Church in Hiram.
We're back with more of your Paulding County News Podcast.
I want to welcome Alan Biercewicz, the Aviation Program Director at Chattahoochee Tech, and want to hit on the 26th because that is the ribbon cutting ceremony for the aviation building there at Chattahoochee Tech. We'll talk a little bit about that here in a few minutes, but Alan, I want to get an overview of the aviation program real quick. So what can you tell us about that?
Well, in the building, we actually have 4 programs, 4 separate programs in the building. Of course, the main program is the airframe and power plant maintenance. It's aircraft maintenance technician, essentially, is what it is. That program is overseen by the FAA. It's called FAA Rule Part 147. We are a FAA Part 147 school. They will certify our program, and once they certify our program, we'll be able to enroll students and start teaching in that program. So, for instance, we have to have everything set up in the building, all of our testing, all of our labs, our projects, everything start to finish from first semester to the last semester, 5-semester program. That all has to be in place, and then they'll come in and they'll evaluate us and check out our program, which takes many months for them to do. It's not a short process for them to certify us. And then once they certify us and give us our op spec, then we can go ahead and start enrolling 4 students and start teaching that program. Right now, we've got our ribbon cutting April 26th. We're pushing as hard as we can to get most of the things installed in the building prior to that ribbon cutting. After the ribbon cutting, we'll still be doing some installation and things. So we'll start the process with the FAA within the next month or 2. And like I said, that process takes quite a few months to do.
That sounds great. So the ribbon cutting ceremony is on the 26th, and people that are interested in this program can find out more at chattahoocheetech.edu. Thank you very much for spending some time with us here.
All right. Well, come see us at ribbon cutting. It's open to the public, and take a tour of the building.
Life's a constant hustle, and at Credit Union of Georgia, our focus is crystal clear. It's all about you. Juggling a million things? We get it. That's why we're committed to providing the best service imaginable. We're not just your credit union, we're your financial allies. Knowledge is our power, from crafting basic budget plans to navigating the local home buying scene. Questions popping up? We've got you covered with fast, friendly answers. Because we want you to spend more time living your life. Imagine a financial institution that truly cares. That's Credit Union of Georgia inviting you to join us. If you live, work in Bartow, Cherokee, Cobb, Dawson, Paulding, Pickens, or Union County, we want you as a member of Credit Union of Georgia family. Because here, You're not just a member, you're part of a community that cares. Ready to experience banking that revolves around you? Call us at 678-486-1111 or visit cuofga.org. Credit Union of Georgia. Your financial journey, our priority.
Here's a look at your sports from the Paulding Sports Chronicle. In the women's soccer state playoffs, North Paulding beat East Coweta 2-1. The Lady Pack will play the winner of Richmond Hill and South Gwinnett next week in round 2. In baseball, winners included North Paulding, Paulding County, East Paulding, and South Paulding. And finally, in lacrosse, the North Paulding girls beat Cherokee 16-7, and the North Paulding boys beat Marietta 20-1.
And finally, the soccer community is rallying around Kenny Rangel, a 16-year-old student at Dalton High School who recently underwent, Doug, hear this, a below-the-knee amputation due to a rare sports-related condition. I've never heard of this.
Okay.
Now, Kenny began experiencing leg pain about a year ago, which eventually led to a diagnosis of popliteal entrapment syndrome, PAES, which is a condition where the calf muscle compresses the artery, restricting blood flow to the lower leg and foot. Now, despite multiple procedures and surgeries, Kenny's condition worsened, leading to a decision for a partial amputation at Vandy Hospital, Children's Hospital in Nashville. His family, supported by a GoFundMe campaign raising about $13,000, is grateful for the medical team's care during the challenging time. This from WSB, but I've never heard of that sports, and it's only sports related.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. I've never heard of that either.
So apparently, I guess, again, the calf muscle does it get too big? Does it get moved? Is it, I don't know, but it's from sports. So I don't know. That just seems so sad that he just wanted to play high school soccer and now he had to lose a leg. So yeah. So for anybody out there with a kid playing sports, I don't know, PAES, look it up and then you can find out more about it.
Thanks for listening to today's Paulding County News Podcast. Follow and subscribe to hear the latest news from the Paulding County News Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. For you, about you, and from you. Get involved in the conversation at 404-997-8655 or info@bgadgroup.com. Did you know over 50% of Americans listen to podcasts weekly? Make sure you join us for our next episode and be sure to share this podcast on social media with your friends and family. Add us to your Alexa Flash Briefing or your Google Home Briefing, and be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
This podcast is a production of BG Ad Group. All rights reserved.
This podcast aggregate content from other sources for informational purposes and is in no way trying to infringe on the copyrights or businesses of any other entities. All content posted up on the site is used under the Fair Use Copyright Law 107. All audio, media, and articles are copyrighted to the original owners. All audio in this podcast are embedded from YouTube.com and are owned by their respective copyright owners. No audio information are copyrighted or stored on our servers. The court ruled that linking or embedding copyrighted videos is not copyright infringement, even if the source video was uploaded without permission. However, we will gladly remove any audio clip upon valid request from respective copyright owners. Any owners also have the option to disable embedding his YouTube videos on other websites. News and press articles are owned by the respective copyright owners. Where possible, the appropriate accreditation or source of the article is given on the same page. The audio-video files on the site are for listening purposes only. Downloading of these files to one's computer is strictly prohibited. They are owned by the respective copyright owners. If it is in the organization's belief that the usage or specific content used on our site containing copyrighted knowledge conflicts with authorized use and or does not comply with fair use as described in the context, contact us through our contact page and we will remove the offending content immediately. Thanks for listening to the Paulding County News Podcast.